Since the start of 2020, the biggest names in US tech have invested around $17 billion in India. Amazon pledged $1 billion in January, Facebook invested nearly $6 billion in late April, and Google topped them all, with a $10 billion commitment. They're part of a wave of investment into India's tech industry. This year that's now well over $20 billion, with most of it coming from the United States. The magnitude and sources of those investments would have seemed highly unlikely just months ago, when all those technology companies were on a collision course with Indian regulators, and tech CEOs were getting the cold shoulder on visits to New Delhi. A lot has changed since then. The coronavirus has ripped through the global economy, hitting India particularly hard. India's diplomatic spat with China has spilled over into tech, aligning it with the Trump administration's own distrust of Chinese companies. And while India has always been a big draw for US tech firms, the diminishing scope for tech cooperation with China, and new threats to their foothold in places such as Hong Kong, are giving new importance to the Indian market. But the flood of investment also highlights something that has now been true for years. India's digital economy, with more than 700 million internet users, and roughly 500 million yet to come online, is simply too big a prize for big tech to ignore for long. People have confidence that, in long term, India is going to be a good market. At the same time, US tech companies were eyeing India's market. Asia's wealthiest man appeared to position himself as a willing gatekeeper. Most of the tech investment into India this year, including all of Facebook's and nearly half of Google's, has gone into the coffers of companies controlled by Indian billionaire Mukesh Ambani. Jio Platforms, the digital subsidiary of Ambani's conglomerate Reliance, has raised more than $20 billion since late April, from companies, venture capitalists, and sovereign wealth funds, looking to use it as a quick conduit to India's massive digital economy. Jio launched as a mobile network in 2016, and has quickly amassed nearly 400 million subscribers. With recent forays into e-commerce, digital payments, streaming services and even a Zoom-like video conference platform called Jio Meet, Ambani appears to be looking to turn the company into an all-encompassing Indian ecosystem. The sad reality is that US tech hasn't been able to penetrate the Great Firewall of China. But it has been easier for it to enter the Great Paywall of India created by Jio. All it had to do was pay Reliance the toll fees to enter.